Do you suffer from beat block? Does beat block keep you from making as many beats as you feel you should make? Are you suffering from beat block right now? Well, in this episode of Made for Mondays, I'm going to give you guys 10 different ways that you guys can get those juices flowing and get rid of beat block permanently. Make sure if you guys like this content, you already know what time it is. Drop a whole elbow on that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you could be the first to see. Let's go ahead and get right into Made for Mondays.
Some, hit the key.
All right, so I want to send a big shout out to my man Giannis. Giannis is one of the subscribers on the channel, and basically he gave me the idea for this video. He commented on one of my videos, and basically, to make it short, he asked me, you make a lot of content, how do you beat block? So I told him, hit me up on the gram, and then, I'll message you and I'll give you some different ideas on how you guys can, how you can basically end beat block. So he hit me up on the gram, and I'm basically just going to run through you guys the 10 different ideas, 10 different things that I personally do to get rid of beat block. A lot of you guys follow me. If this is your first time following me, this is your guys, SumnSumnSumn, hit the keys. I never really get beat block. There was a time where basically I made a beat every day, probably for about 8 months, 9 months. Now I make, a beat every other day, or beat about 5 times a week or something like that. Or I make, beats 5 times a week. So I might make 2 or 3 beats in a day or something like that. And it's been a long time since I had beat block, because I follow certain principles and I do certain things so that I just never get beat block. So the first thing that I told him was that you have to try different plugins. I know a lot of times people, you might have Serum, or you might have this, you might have that. You're like, well, I can do everything in this plugin. Well, sometimes having a preset will make making a beat for you even easier. Like if you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I have Omnisphere. You know that I have Rolling Cloud. So those are 2 plugins right there that I can basically do whatever I need with those 2 plugins. But you'll notice in my videos, I don't use those plugins very often. I've started using Omnisphere a little more lately, but I don't really use those plugins that often. I normally use random low-key plugins, or the plugins that I find for you guys and stuff like that. Because when you hear a different piano, it makes your mind think of a different frequency, which makes you think of a different melody, which makes you think of all kinds of different things. So if you go into and you use the same piano every single time, you're going to get similar melodies. But if you're using different pianos that sound different, or have different effects on them, that or just does different things, it just triggers your mind to do different things. So it allows you to create different counter melodies, and it allows you to just come up with different ideas. Or if you start using like plugins for stuff that you never use. So if you use like a lot of like brass, and then you switch up and maybe you want to start using some woodwind. Or if you get what I'm saying there, or if you never use a synth, maybe you should hop into a synth plugin, and then boom, it's just going to open up what you can do. It's just going to make your mind have an orgasm basically with sound, and it's going to make you be able to just make so many different kind of beats and so many things that you didn't realize you can do, and that's all by just using a different plugin. So I would definitely recommend using different plugins, just because it's going to give you different ideas. And number 2 would definitely be using scale helpers. So I'm going to show you real quick in FL Studio. Most DAWs nowadays have scale helpers. So almost every DAW out there has a scale helper that helps you find scales. So if you don't know music theory, just like me, you don't have to get Unison chord pack, or you don't have to get a bunch of different MIDI packs if you can't afford them. You can come into your helpers and it'll help you lay down chords. So if your FL Studio screen looks like this, all you have to do is come here to this drop down menu, and then if you come to your helpers and hit note grid highlights, bam, it's going to start highlighting scales. So then if you come back here and if you hit your helpers again, you can come into scale highlighting and you can decide what scale you want. So right now it's on a major. So if I click on this button right here, this minor, you see how it just changed up to where the notes can go. So obviously every other note is what you can do to just get an easy grasp of putting down chords. And then you can just learn from there. So can you get MIDI packs? Well, of course you can get MIDI packs. I'm not telling you to, or I'm not telling you not to. MIDI packs can help you learn a lot. MIDI packs can help you expand on your melody game, your chord game, and all that. But I'm telling you, if you don't have the money right now, it's as simple as just coming into your helpers and bam, you got it. Then another thing you can do is you see this little menu right here. If you drop that and then you push on one of these like minor harmonic, right? And then you put it wherever you want to. Now you got a minor harmonic scale right there, so you can delete that, or you can get a fifth. So then you can drop that fifth right there. And so, it just gives you so many different things that you can do with your scales, so it can help you, and it helps you and it teaches you. So that's another tool that you can use that will help you basically keep your melody juices going. Number three, what I told him was that you can hum out melodies into your phone. So whenever you're out, you always have your phone on you. So if you have some kind of melody, hum it out. Hum it in your phone and record it in your voice recorder. So now you always have a melody. You always have something to work on. So what I normally do is I have a backlog of different kind of melodies that I've hummed in my phone or whistled. Then I have like I'll beatbox with it, and then I'll do the hi-hats, I'll do the snare, I'll do all that with it. And so then I have it in voice recorder, like voice recorder number 1, 2, 3, 4, and whatever the title is that I name that hum. And then when I want to go make a beat, I have the base of a beat right there. All I have to do is match a melody and chords to the melody that I hummed out, the harmony that I hummed out. So what I normally do with mine is I don't normally go right to making a beat with it. Normally I keep those on the back burner. So if there's ever a time where I need to hurry up and make a beat, or if there's ever a time where I'm not really sure what I want to do with the melody or beat, I have 100 different melodies in my phone that I've hummed, and I can just scroll through them, and now I can use it. So I normally don't go right from humming something out. Like if I'm at the store, I'm at Walmart or Target or the mall or wherever, I normally don't just come right home and make a beat with that melody. What I normally do is I keep it on the back burner, because once you hear it, that melody is going to come and refreshen up in your brain, and you're going to remember what the sounds where you were thinking, and so on and so forth. So that's a good tool to have and to use, because you always have your cell phone on you. You can always record what's in your mind if you think about it. Number 4 to me is the most important one of them all. And this one, I feel like once you start a beat, you should not stop the beat. So you shouldn't get up and take a bunch of breaks. You shouldn't get on your phone. You shouldn't do anything but work on a beat. I can't stress this enough, that this is very important, because once your brain starts going and your juices start flowing, then you're ready to make a beat. You're ready to go. But if you put down some chords, then you get up, go outside, you smoke, and then you come back in and you try to lay down a melody, your brain's it's gonna take you some time to get back into the motions of things, and you might not get back into the motions. So you're setting yourself up for defeat, because as soon as you put down those chords, you have a melody in your head. So why don't you just go ahead and put down that melody? And then as that melody's going, you're probably gonna come up with a counter melody. So put all that in too. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here in front to y'all, that's not what I do. So me personally, I vape. So what I normally do is I come up with my chords, I come up with my melody, and I come up with my counter melody, and then I put effects on all those things, and then I normally go outside and vape. Because for me, the easiest part is putting down the 808 pattern, putting down the drums, the hi-hats, the perks. Once I have a melody, a counter melody, and all that done, then I'm good to go. I mean, the rest of the beat's just going to make itself for me. I know everybody is different, but you need to discipline yourself in a way that you can finish a beat in one setting. Don't make a beat a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 day thing, because if you don't finish the beat today, then you can't work on a new beat tomorrow. So now you have to work on this beat again tomorrow, and your juices aren't going to be fresh. You're not going to be ready to go. You're not going to be in the mood of flowing, because you completely stopped the process, and now you have to pick the process back up. So you're not in the same mood. Mood has a lot to do with whatever kind of beat you're making. If you notice, if you're in a bad mood, you might make a sad, or an aggressive beat. If you're in a happy mood, you're probably going to make a happy beat. So it's like you're not going to be in the same mood. Your brain's not going to be working the same. You're just not going to be in the same flow that you were when you first started that beat. So I can't stress enough that you need to, once you start a beat, you need to finish it. One thing that I do sometimes, though, is that I will start a beat and I'll get all the melodies, I'll get all the drums, and I'll get everything done. So like when I make the videos for you guys, what I do is normally I make the beat at about 10:30 at night. And then I record the video at about midnight. So when I record my videos, it's always midnight, and it's right after I make the beat. So I don't always finish the beat right then and there. But what I always do is I always have all the sounds laid out. I know how I'm going to lay the beat out, and I might mix the beat in the morning. So I might not necessarily mix it, but I might arrange the beat in the morning. And the reason that I arrange the beat in the morning is because it puts me into a good mood. I'm not a morning person. So once I arrange that beat, I'm ready to make another beat, because I already know the beat's done. I already know how it's going to be arranged. I know how it's going to be laid out because I already made everything except for arranging it. And arranging it's the easy piece for me. So that might be something that you guys want to take into consideration too. Get the whole beat done except for maybe the arrangement, arrange it, and then before you start your next session, and now you're already in the flow of making a beat, and now you're already ready to go. And that might help you out too. Number five, if you're not really feeling the beat, another thing that you can do is that you need to finish the chords and you need to finish the melody, but make it a sample. We're like producers, we sell sample packs, we give samples out, we do stuff like that. Or you can hold a sample for later, or you can kick the sample down and you can bring it back into your program, then you can chop it up and you can use it like a sample. So now you have that loop as a sample, but make sure that you at least finish that loop. Don't get up, don't walk away, don't just push delete. Don't get rid of that loop. Don't get rid of that sample. Keep it, because a sample for you or a loop for you that you may not like may be gold for something else. So you may be able to, whether you want to sell it or give it away or join a producer community where you guys help each other out and you guys trade samples and loops back and forth. The Discord, we got all kinds of free stuff up in there. But join a community and share with other producers and then help other producers grow. And then you guys can talk. They can give you some pointers. You can give them some pointers, and those things like that will help you make your next loop better. So, don't get rid of anything. Don't trash nothing that you started working on. Kick it out as a sample on a loop and save it for a rainy day. 6 kind of goes along the lines of the same thing as number 5. I never not make a beat. So sometimes I make loops and samples, but I don't normally make a loop or a sample because I don't want to finish the beat. I make a loop or a sample with the intention on it being a loop or a sample. But I always finish the beat. I always finish the beat because, again, what may be trash to you may be somebody else's treasure. So, and even if you think like a beat sounds like a similar beat that you've already done, make the beat anyway. Who cares? Maybe switch up some instruments, Think about how many beats that producers make that sound similar, but it doesn't sound the same to you because there's some differences in the beat. A lot of times a beat that you make sounds the same to you because it's your style. You make a same style of beat because that's what we do. Your beat's going to be your style. Your brain only works a certain amount of ways. So your brain's going to make a beat the way that you make a beat. I generally arrange all my beats the same way because you're going to know it's my beat when it hits. That's generally what producers do. When Jetson makes a beat, when whatever producer it is that you listen to, when Hit Boy or whoever makes a beat, it's their beat because of the way that the beat is arranged, the sounds in the beat, the tempos of the beat. You know whose beat it is because it's that producer's signature sound. So just remember that. Sometimes all you have to do is change up an instrument and the beat's not going to sound the same anymore. Or maybe arpeggiate something or just make a couple different subtle changes, but don't throw that beat out. Finish that beat. Get yourself in the habit of finishing that beat every single time. Number 7 is another big one. Whenever I make a beat, I always start the beat with headphones on. And the reason that I start the beat with headphones on is so I don't have any kind of outside interaction. So one thing you might want to make sure that you do before you start the beat is make sure that you have nothing else going on, make sure that you don't have to get up and get the door for pizza. Make sure that you got your phone on silent, but throw those headphones on so no outside noises get in the way of you finishing that beat. So like if you have roommates and you hear a loud noise out in the other room, you might be tempted to go out there and see what they're doing. They might just be playing video games. And so now you sat down on the couch and you're watching them play Madden, and instead of making a beat, you're watching them play Madden. Or they might be watching the game, and instead of making a beat, you're out there watching the game. So always make sure that I recommend heavily that you start the beat with headphones on. And then once you get to a point once you want to start mixing it and doing other stuff with the beat, then you put it on loudspeakers or whatever, but put those headphones on so it cancels out all the noise around you so that you're focused solely on the computer and solely on making that beat so that you can get your product done. I guess I kind of said this one at the beginning, but I'm going to reiterate number 8. Make a beat every single day. Until you're at a point to where you can effortlessly make beats, make a beat every single day. And then if you need to, get to a point where you're making 2 or 3 beats every single day until it becomes effortless. I'm not telling you that you have to make 3 beats every single day. I hear a lot of producers say, oh, I make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever amount of beats a day. You don't have to make that many beats a day. But when you're starting and you're trying to get a routine and you're trying to make beats a little faster and you're trying to do more stuff and you're still excited about doing this producing stuff, you need to make beat, 2, 3, at least a bare minimum 1 beat a day, so you can make a beat in an hour. And then every time you make a beat, it's in an hour. Every time you make a beat, it's in 2 hours, whatever the case is. Because once you get that down, then you'll always be able to make beats. You're not going to get beat blocked because it's easy for you. It's like second nature. Like putting chords together, putting melodies together, it becomes second nature. So I can't stress enough. I made a beat every day for, I don't know how long it was, but it was a long time before I started making content. And now, like I said, I can just pick up and make a beat like it's nothing, never get beat blocked because I do all these things. Number 9, never let your mood affect your productivity. So even if you're in a bad mood, you need to go make a beat. Even if you're in a good mood, you need to go make a beat. Even if you're a little sad, you need to go make a beat. Your girl broke up with you, go make a beat. You know what I'm saying? You're hungry, go make a beat, I mean, it doesn't matter what's going on. If you want to get better and you want to be able to, whether it's make content or sell beats or get beats away or provide beats for commercials or whatever it is that you want to do, games, whatever it is that you want to do, you want to make sure that you put in the time and the effort to get to that point. So if you're not putting the time and the effort in and you're letting your mood depict whether you're going to make a beat or not, then, maybe this isn't for you. I don't mean to say that negatively, but don't let your mood affect your productivity. Think of this like work. Yes, I know we do this for fun, and I know we do this because we love it. But if you want to take it places, make sure you take it like a job. You do it like a job. You got to go to work when you're not in a good mood. You got to go to work when you're happy. So you should think of these beats, this production the same way. You got to do it whether you're mad, you're sad, you're happy, you're depressed, no matter what the mood is. Put those emotions into your music. Put all those emotions into your music, and that'll make your music so much better. And 10 actually might be tied for the best one, have fun with what you're doing. Love what you're doing. There's so many people in the world right now that wish that they could make music like you can. So many people in the world who wish they had a passion and a desire to do something. There's so many people in the world that wish that they have a hobby that could turn into something one day. There's so many people in the world that wish that they could do music and connect musically and be an artist and do all this stuff. There's millions and millions of people out there that wish that they could do this every single day. So just make sure that you love what you do and do what you love, if that makes sense. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you guys are liking this series made for Mondays. Again, if you got anything out of this content, make sure you drop a whole elbow on that like button. Maybe consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell. So every time we drop a new video, you can be the first to see. I really appreciate you guys' time today. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. All right, guys and gals, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so every time a new video comes out, you can be the first to know. Let me know what tutorials you want to see next in the comments, and see you next time.
Some, hit the key.